My very first job site light was a 50-foot corded drop light. That name drop light was fitting because if you dropped it in a crawl space or other dark area and you broke that very delicate incandescent bulb, you had no light. Even with heavy-duty bulbs, they were really dainty and delicate. Well, Milwaukee first introduced their cordless lighting category in 2016. We're talking LEDs now. We've come a long way. And they've continued with their mission to improve that LED category. And up to this point, they've pretty much been mostly focusing on temporary, longer-term job site lighting. Well, this new M18 radius compact light, it combines the best of both worlds. In fact, Milwaukee took the best of two different tools that they had. It took the floodlight from their M18 HP floodlight, that was the 2360, and they took the area light from the bigger M18 site light, the 2145. The smaller than the earlier version radius, this new radius site light, or compact site light, it's designed for short-term temporary lighting. Think service work, repair stuff. It's capable of working off a cord or battery power. It's AC/DC. It weighs 4.3 pounds and mobile it is. It is extremely mobile. Folks in the service trades are going to like 5 things about this light. The fact that it's AC/DC, the fact that it is super lightweight, 4.3 pounds. It has a very stable base on the bottom, so it's tip-free. And it's designed, it has a large fold-out hook on the bottom that allows it to either be hung upside down or even used as a kickstand. And then lastly, it provides 2 different lighting modes: work lighting, task lighting, and area lighting. Super heavy-duty design. The outer lens is constructed out of a high-impact polycarbonate material. It is impact and chemical resistant. I've taken a hammer to it, I've dropped it off the workbench a bunch of times, I've tossed it on my workshop floor, negative damage. The pyramid shape actually provides a really super stable base that resists tipping over if it gets knocked by your foot or other material. Milwaukee uses what they call a true view technology, which basically means that they use higher quality LED bulbs and technology. We've observed this light to be consistent in its output, no terrible shadows, and it was obvious to me that the luminous efficacy of the bright LED bulbs are more than enough to see the details of colored parts, or even distinguish between wires with the colored lines on them. HVAC guys, electricians, they're gonna love that stuff. You know, if you're wiring machinery or something like that. And you're also gonna be able, because the light is so good, you're gonna see the finer components of details on a project. Most of the lights that I've seen over the years are lower quality color, and my guess is that, you know, low-end LEDs subsequently put out lower quality bluish light. So the LED light produces truer detail, basically, and basically better color representation. As far as power options, you can operate this off of any Milwaukee M18 battery, or you can just plug it in. And the option to plug it in is nice because if you got a longer term project or something, you can just go corded, plug it in, you're done. As far as light options go, the main body of the light, it puts out a 360-degree area light, all directions. Then there's a separate independent 4 LED array that gives you 90 degrees of task lighting. Both modes have, I should say the tool has an on and off switch, a mode switch, and then another switch that gives you the low, medium, and high. Each light mode, whether you're doing area light or task lighting, also has low, medium, and high, so you can do that in either mode. I really like the 360 light because it's great, but I also found myself using the task lighting. It's angled, so it goes up about 12 to 15 degrees facing up, and it seemed to be a 2-to-1 ratio spread of light, which means that from 2 feet away I had a 4-foot wide path of light. From 5 feet away I had a 10-foot wide path of light. As far as lumens go, when we start talking about the area lighting, which is the 360 lighting, when the setting is on high, it puts out 2200 lumens. And that's going to be, if you use a 9 amp hour battery, you're going to get 7 hours of runtime off that. With a 5 amp hour battery, it's about half that, it's 4 hours, a little more than half, 4 hours of runtime. On medium, you'll get 1100 lumens, and with that big 9 amp hour battery, you're going to get 15 hours of runtime. And with the 5 amp hour battery, which I have a whole ton of, you get 8 hours of runtime. You go all day on medium. On low, you're gonna get 550 lumens. 30 hours of runtime on a 9 amp hour battery and 16 on the 5 amp hour battery. I found myself never using it in low. I pretty much had it high all the time. Flood lighting. So for the task lighting, on the high setting, you're gonna get 1,000 lumen. Boom, right where you need it. You're gonna get 10 hours of runtime on the big 9 amp hour battery, which I think is too heavy with this. I like the fact that it's light. So I was using the 5 amp hour batteries and I got 6 hours of runtime with it. Medium is 500 lumens, 22 hours of runtime with the big battery and 12 hours of runtime with the 5 amp hour battery. So it's about half. And then a low setting on the task, it puts out about 250 lumens. It's not super bright, but it's enough to do small stuff. With a 9 amp hour battery, you can go 43 hours with it, and you can go full day, 24 hours with a 5 amp hour battery. So 9 amp hour will give you almost 2 days worth of light. We did our own shop testing. We used a time-lapse camera, and we used a 4 amp hour battery because I had a bunch of them here in the shop. We set the area light on high and left it running, and we got 3 hours and 43 minutes of runtime with a 4 amp hour battery, area light on high. Let's talk about the mounting options. The radius light sits flat and stable on a horizontal surface, but it also can be hung up. So it's equipped with a 4.25 inch self-centering metal hook. It's got a little tab in it that centers on pipes. You can hang it overhead on piping, on studs. There is also a fixed handle on top of this that allows you optional hanging with, say, a bungee cord, rope, or Romex, which I use. I found that you can't turn it with the hook. So with the Romex, you can turn it. You can really dial it in if you're hanging it. This light's going to sell for about 150 bucks bare tool. And look, guys, as a lover of lumen, I absolutely love lights now. I have a ton of job site lights. This light comes in a super small package and works very, very well. If you're in the service trades, carpentry, remodeling, already using Milwaukee tools in their battery platform, this light is a perfect addition and a lightweight, bright quality light. Based on our runtime testing, you can get a full day's amount of light, of work done with this light on just 2 5 amp hour batteries, 2 4 amp hour batteries. It's lighter and smaller than its older brother, and I think it's a win for this one. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope we've enlightened you, no pun intended. We'll see you at the next review. Take care.